bell for notifications. Pattern making and sewing tips. Manipulations. 1. Pattern pieces and fabric prints. With your host, your guide, Sakaya Michael. That's me. Oh, hold on. Let me turn the music down a little bit. Okay. All right. Now, in some of my videos, you may have heard me mention manipulations, meaning using your pattern pieces here and positioning them in certain places within a print or a stripe to heighten or provide specific details to your garment. You can take a basic garment that just has a front, a back, and sleeves and position the pieces right on a print or a stripe, or making your own, like taking a solid fabric and sewing it to a print and then using your pattern pieces to bring out some specific details of your combination or the existing combination of the print or stripe that you have. For example, this is a little design I've made on one of the apps that I have. So what I'm saying is, you have a print. Maybe it's a print like this. Your fabric just has this massive print repeating over and over, or maybe it's just a fabric with this one massive print. You would take your pattern piece and position it so the center of this horizon design, say if I want it at the top, off the shoulder. So I will position my pattern piece to put it where I want it. So if it was a repeating pattern, you would take your left side and right side pattern piece. If your pattern, say you're using a store bought pattern, it may not have a right and a left side for the front. So you would have to make your own for the other side, of course, which is simple. You just trace it onto another piece of paper. But you will position it, all right? Say if you want it the other way around. You want the horizon on the bottom. You position your pattern piece in a way so you capture a specific part of a print. All right. Do the same with your sleeve. All right. You want the design to keep going. All right. So you would. Let me grab this. I'm trying to grab it. There we go. All right. So you want to position your piece. It's fighting me. Give me a second. All right. So you want it to continue. So when you stitch it together, one of the main purposes for a sleeve to have that shoulder notch. You know that if a design on your front or your back, specific part of the design ends at this corner shoulder, you know to take your sleeve pattern and make sure you continue the pattern from that shoulder notch. Now, all of this section here, of course, will not be in it. But when you stitch the sleeve to this front piece here, because this is just an example, you will have this section here, up here, continuing on to the sleeve. So it's just a matter of manipulating your pattern pieces, manipulating the print or stripe to your favor. So like I said, you can have a basic front, all just like this, a solid front piece, a solid sleeve, and you can just move it around and try and capture details of your print to bring out your design. Then when you put it all together, stitch it all together, and someone sees it, they will be amazed how you did this, because it will look like you created the print itself specifically for your garment. It's just details. Manipulation is a part of detail, and any designer will tell you, real designer will tell you, details matter. You can have a solid white garment and put little details of any color you want in certain places, and it will bring out that garment and have people going, wow. All right, so say you got a print like this. I created this specific print myself. It's not a fabric, it's just the design. That's something I'm thinking about trying to do on Patreon. We can get our own prints. So, same thing. You can manipulate it. All right, so let me show you what I mean by left and right side. Let me duplicate. Let me flip it. Hold on. There we go. So if you have a left and a right side, see what I mean? You can position it so you capture the design, or say you wanted to do the other way. It's the beauty of having your pattern pieces. You can make them do amazing things just playing around with your pattern pieces and manipulating a print. See what I did here? Put the stripe at the bottom. Of course, when you do this, make sure you have enough to cover the whole pattern piece. But what I would do here, if say this was the fabric and it ran short at the top, just like this, you would just cut some of the white, stitch it up here, or either just take the shoulder part, trace that off onto another piece of paper, and cut it in the white so you can stitch it back here. Just manipulating it. That's all manipulations is. Taking something simple and basic and making it do what you want it to do. All right, so you have a sleeve as well. You can do the same thing with the sleeve. As long as you have enough of the fabric, you see, you can just manipulate it. All right, that's all manipulations is. It's bringing out the best. Say if I wanted to do it like that, just have the colored part at the tip of the sleeve, just manipulating. Here's just, see, this is the original print that I did. I just copied another one and overlapped them so I can get a stripe in the middle. But that's all it is. And you can do the same thing with a fabric. Say you found fabric like this. You buy enough of the fabric, you cut it at the green right here, and stitch them together, and then you will get something like this. Then you can go ahead and manipulate your pattern pieces and create. You can stitch two pieces together like this for one part of the garment and use the original print like this for another part of the garment. There's many things you can do with manipulating. Oh, put that back. There's many, many, many things you can do just by manipulating your pattern pieces. Okay? It's really simple stuff. And remember, so if you have a stripe, let me go back here. You have a stripe and you want the stripe to continue with your sleeve. Make sure whatever part you want to carry on, let me turn this a little bit and I can show you what I mean. No worries. I'm getting better. Alright. See, now I moved it, right? So this stripe go right up into this corner, the shoulder part here, where the sleeve will continue. Then I would take my sleeve pattern and place it so I can capture the stripes to continue. So when you stitch it together, it looks like the stripe, the print, was specifically made for your garment. It will continue on to your sleeve. But always be sure that you have enough. Because this is just a sample, but it's a really good example because it shows you that if you only have but so much of the fabric, make sure you have enough to finish what you are doing. Right? Or say you have a pattern like this, a print like this, and you have enough for the front, but it runs short for the sleeve. Just find you a solid color, maybe a solid blue like this, or a solid green, or dark blue, maybe a solid red or orange, you know, or this sherbet orange, and you would put that here for the rest of the sleeve. You know, there's many ways you can do with just manipulating your pattern pieces, manipulating your print into obeying your design wishes. Okay? Just a little something for you to think about. So remember, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Thank you. Oh, and the music made by me, of course. I call that Epop Orp. See you around.